What is going on, guys? Welcome to Card Hunter. This is a new game that was released on Steam either yesterday or perhaps the day before, I'm not sure, but I downloaded it today. It's a free-to-play, card-based board game. I think it's probably the best way to describe it, and I've played it for maybe half an hour and I'm really enjoying it so far, and I thought I would do a quick video just to show you what it's actually like. Now, this is the overworld map. You can move around and stuff. You can see that some of these icons have a number 1 next to them. They're the level 1 adventures that I have already done. I haven't moved on to the level 2, 3 or 4 ones yet. We have an armory and stuff like that, but all of this won't make any sense if you don't know what this game's about, so I'm going to go back over these first few levels just to show you. I am going to be a little bit OP though, because you usually start this with only 1 character. I've got 3 now. Lasagna, Sora and DJ Menez. These are people that I know in real life, so I'm sure they will be elated to know that I'm taking them into battle. And the way the game works is you get this awesome looking board on a table that you can actually move around as you so please. And these are our characters here. The numbers underneath them represent the health. So we've got 13, 13 and 12 health here. And these are the enemies that we need to destroy. These only have 6 health. And these are the cards that we have to be able to use in order to attack and move and defend. And the way that it works is we get a turn and we can use any of these cards for any of our characters. The red ones are attacks. The blue ones are movement. You can't move unless you play a movement card. And then we have defensive cards as well, which are green and grey. So the way we're going to play this to start with is our elf here does melee attacks, so we're going to move forward up to this enemy, get up in his grill. He attacked us with his weak strike card, but we rolled a dice. Because we've got this card here, it actually defended us, so we didn't take any damage. We've still got 13 health, and that means that we are now free to attack him with our cards. And you can see on the cards themselves, you'll have to excuse my mouse, the right click button doesn't work the first time most times. But yeah, this number here is the damage that we do with the attack. So this enemy has 4 damage left. If we hit him with this, because there's 2 enemies here, we get to choose who we do the attack on. This is going to reduce down to 3. 1, sorry, because we're attacking for 3. Maths for the win! Right. So now this character here, the elf, has no more attacks that they can do, no more movement or anything. So we're going to move on to a different character. We're going to move our dwarf wizard to here. Gary has got no cards that he can play. He's got 1 card, but he can't play them. So we have a distinct advantage. As I said at the start of this level, originally you only have 1 character, so we would have been out of moves now as well. But because we've got these other characters, we can still keep going. I can't move any closer though, so all of these attacks are out of range. See if we can get our priest a little bit closer. No, as you can see, we are still... We can move to this. He's on here. We can't do any more attacks. So what happens now, because he's passed his turn, if we pass our turn, it'll end the round and everyone will get shuffled new cards. But because we've got... You can only have 2 cards. You need to get rid of them. You can each character can have 2 at the end of a round, and then you get shuffled new cards. So now we should be able to wreck these fools. With our elf, we can just do this. 3 damage will kill him. The elf is taking some hits there, but so we'll be able to move our wizard a little bit closer. He's going to keep passing his turns because he hasn't got any attacks, and you can see he's got 3 health. This attack here does 5 damage. Destroyed him like a boss. And I can assure you this game does actually get quite challenging. You do level up, but because we've already done this level before, we don't get as much XP. You do get to open a chest though, and from that we got pickled heron, which is fantastic. And I'll just quickly go over what we have in our inventory here. This weapon here, the Golem Cleaver, it doesn't give you a Golem Cleaver, it gives you specific attacks linked to the Golem Cleaver, so you can see that we will be able to get an attack for 3, an attack for 3, and so on, and then an attack for 5. And if I go to lasagna here. This blunt sword that I have isn't particularly great, but the Kobold Killer gives us a move there. The first card that you can see on the left does 10 damage, so that's why I'm carrying this around. And the shield, again, you don't take the shield, you take the cards that are assigned with that shield. So we've got a rusty shield. If we had a non-rusty shield, we would have better shielded cards, basically. That's the way that works. And if you go to the armory, it gives you an opportunity to buy new things. So say, for example, we go to here. If we took this Fire Blast torch, we could assign that to probably Sora. Yep, and that would allow him to have fire attacks, which I think that would constitute an arcane item, not arcade. And you can sell things and buy things and stuff like that. We'll just keep moving on so we can explain more of the gameplay. These were originally tutorial levels, so they're really, really easy. So this level here in the original tutorial, it was telling you to move here because these bits of green here actually block line of sight. So if I had a wizard here and I wanted to attack this snake Kobold Warrior, I wouldn't be able to do a spell because the line of sight is disrupted by this. So that's what it was tutorializing, but in that I only had the Elf Warrior, so it made things a lot more difficult. In this version, now that I'm playing with 3, it's going to be a lot more easier. Is a lot more easier proper English? I don't think it is. So we rolled a dice and failed our defense there, and he got his. I feel hard done by. So they're all grouping in on us. Gonna choose to just attack this dude. And our block worked out that time. Let's move our dwarf to here because then we should be able to attack this dude. He's out of cards, and again we only have the advantage now because we've got more than one character that we can use. So let's destroy his life force. And the way the movement works is the elf class can dash, and the dwarf can walk, and the human class can run, I think it says, and they all move by a different amount each time. So let's simple strike this dude. It's 3 damage. And we can't do any more, but we've used all of the over cards. Like I said in the last round, we can only have 2 cards per character when we end the round, otherwise we have to discard. So now we'll get shuffled some new cards and get smashed in the face. So how much health has this dude got? 6, so we can't quite kill him, but we'll do these attacks anyway, and then we'll move our wizard into position to finish him off. Yeah! He's going to keep... the only move that he's got, you can see, is to run. So we're going to dash our wizard. That was an epic fail. That was not our wizard. Not that it really makes any difference. So how much health has this guy got now? 1, so we'll use the weaker attack just to finish him off. And how much health has this guy got? 3, so this bludgeon will destroy him in 1 go, and we're done. Hopefully it's making a little bit more sense now. Leveling up a bit more, open our chest, and we got a woodsman axe. As you can see, we already have one. So it would be in our best interest to probably just sell them now. Tunnels into Darkness is the next level. This is flavor text for the level. We're not really reading them though. So again, this was another tutorial telling you about line of sight. And you can see that we started with our elf warrior on the other side. The way that this level worked originally was that this guy has got myriad amounts of blocking, and what we have to do is get him to turn around so that we can complete an attack. So basically, when we attack from the front, he's going to use his shield and he's going to block all of the damage. So when we are striking from behind, we're going to have a distinct advantage. And you can see that we've actually been drawn our overswing attack here, which does 10 damage. So he only has 14 health. So if we move, as long as he doesn't turn around, we successfully blocked that attack. But he turned towards the elf, so we'll use the wizard to attack him from behind. That turned him around, which gives us the advantage to use overswing, do 10 damage. He turns back that way and we troll him and destroy him. That level was a little bit taxing the first time, but not now. A little bit more XP. We got a rare emerald shard, which again, they don't have much use other than to sell. And we'll move on to White Skull Canyon. Right, so the way that this one worked, just to give you the heads up, is we're actually playing against two different people now. So we've got this enemy at the back here, controlled by this dude, and the other two enemies are controlled by this guy. So it means that he's going to have extra moves per round, basically. Which again, it's still not really going to make it that challenging because we still have a distinct advantage. We will... These guys have 6, so we should be able to... I was going to say kill them easily, but you know what? Probably not, because he's just blocked the first attack. And this is a priest, which makes... he can do healing on his characters, which makes things a little bit more difficult, but not too difficult. Let's move here. The characters that are grayed out means that they don't have any more moves to be able to use, so it means if we do this zap attack, it means he can't block it. But he can get healed, and the way that healing card works is at the start of each round he heals for 3, and it does that for 3 rounds. So we're going to have to dispatch this dude as quick as possible, really. Let's run up into his face. That inspiration card that he's drawn allows him to draw an extra card. He didn't get a chance to heal. We destroyed him. And shuffle, I think it's just moved 1. Yes, it is. And we don't have any more movement. We can heal, though. Let's heal this dude. DJ Menez heals lasagna. Right, so we'll end the round so that we can draw more cards. Right, so what have we got here? He has got 2 health, so we can actually, as long as he doesn't defend it, like so, we can just destroy him quite easily. And now we can dash up into this dude's grill. And we can outplay him based on the fact that we've got more health, really. But bludgeon will dispatch the enemy. Very nice. Right, so that is all of those first levels done. That is pretty much as far as I've got now. What's this? Perplexing mirror. And a blunt sword. So now what I'm going to do is go to the shop. Oh, actually, completely forgot that it takes you onto this level. That was a 2-level level within itself, so... What this one was telling you about was these rough terrain. It means that it stops your movement, so you can only move 1 at a time. And this dude here is a priest who was going mental when I was doing it the first time, so... have to dispatch him while these dudes are stuck on the rough terrain because they can't get any closer. So let's walk our wizard here. I still don't think that we can do an attack though. And the frenzy damages him, but it actually ups his attack. So you have to be careful when the frenzy, because I think he can actually kill us quite easily if he keeps frenzying. Is there any of them that I can move within if I do this shuffle to here, then I should be able to dash. Wow, a lot of cards all played themselves there. We can dash up into his grill. I think he turned around away from us. And what's this? Unreliable block. That's a new card. Again, we can't get close enough to do any attacks though, so we're going to have to discard a card to end the round. We will discard the unreliable block and the simple strike. And hopefully we'll be able to take this guy out now. Yes, we can. So now the frenzy doesn't matter anymore, and we just have to wait for these normal enemies to come and get us. We can actually go and meet this guy head on. So that hide armor just reduced the amount of damage rather than stopped it. It wasn't an actual block like this. So this guy's nearly wrecked. We should move. If we move him to here, we might have line of sight to be able to do a... Yes, we do! Nice. So that dispatches him. And we can dash with this dude to here. And that puts us in a position where we can actually finish off this guy. And that just leaves this guy left. So the game itself is simple enough to understand. It does get quite difficult as you're playing it though. It does throw more and more things at you. But I would strongly recommend this game because it is free to play. And there is a multiplayer component. I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know if that necessarily equates to pay to win, as most free to play games do. But single player, as I'm playing it at the moment, is really actually quite enjoyable. You can't have two people taking up the same space, unfortunately, so we can't effectively use that card very well. Is there any way to... There isn't. I'm just going to end the round. Just get rid of that, and that. We just need moves for this elf warrior so that we can finish him off. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the block actually resolves itself. If you've got a blocking attack or a blocking card in your shuffled cards, then in your hand, then it'll automatically play it when you get hit. You don't have to play it yourself. Like this flimsy block here, block any with 2 damage or less. If he does an attack for 2, it'll automatically do it. I don't need to play it. Can we? We can't! Damn it. This is taking forever because we're not rolling into the right cards. Let's just we'll get rid of the dash because we don't need to move. We'll get rid of all of these. All I want is for the elf warrior to draw into an attack that'll finish off the enemy. So it automatically played the block, and now we should be able to kill him. Nice, done. And that is pretty much all of the first levels completed now. Level up! DJ Menez, welcome to level 2, my friend. I don't actually think I gave you any new weapons. Moldy cloth boots. Nice. That's always fun. So we can put a divine weapon here if we've got one, which I don't think we do. Is that divine? Nope. Nope. Oh, that's a divine weapon, so we'll give DJ Menez that. Yeah, we'll finish, and now what we're going to do is go to the armory so that we can sell the stuff that we don't need, which are things like this. These shards, they have no purpose, so we just sell them. And we've got 2 of these. You can't sell usable items now, only treasure later in the campaign. Right, so we can't sell them. Great! But now we have 132 gold. We are rich beyond our wildest dreams. Let's see what this daily deal is, because I've never even been in here. 42,500 gold. Right, okay, so that's some pretty high level stuff. Guys, that has been a quick look at Card Hunter. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then perhaps you will go to Steam and download it and give it a go for yourself, because in my opinion, it's worth it. If you're into a bit of fun card/board games, then certainly worth a look. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. If you want to see more, then please subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.